laundry when he was less than 10. Yes. And we'll put him. He would take public transport.
Yes.
And people could call his mother and say,
"You learned from me."
No, I learned that from you.
Yes.
So he did it, and it influenced him quite a bit. And it was quite.
But he hasn't been a mechanic yet.
No, I mean he didn't go through the full curriculum. Your curriculum is too brutal. but he did some work.
But it helps. It has helped my children so far.
It did.
For the past 25 years. All my kids, 9 of them, boy or girl.
Governor, 9. You're powerful.
Yes. You have to go through from JHS to be a hairdresser. Mm-hmm. Then you have to be an electrician. Mm-hmm. You have to be a chef or work in the kitchen. You have to be a seamstress or a tailor, and then a mechanic. Before you go to the university, you must be a mechanic. And I'm telling you that they are asking me to write a book on parenting. By that time, they were challenging. You are humiliating us. We go to Holy Child. We are in Prempeh College. We are in Opokuwari. All the top schools, SOS and minor. And you are asking us to sell in the streets. And go to do it. If you don't do it, you don't eat in the home. And now, after 25 years, they are doctors, they are pharmacists, architects. And they are telling me, Dad, you've done so much for us.
Charlie, a round of applause for you. You do all.
The curriculum had them.
Yeah. So by the time you finish your university, your mind would have been entrepreneurial. Shyness is off the mark, pride is no more, and you see the world in its real perspective. Yes. Because Jojo, I will tell you that if you really want to do business, and for listeners, there are 6 factors which I call 6 M's.
I'm going to come back to that very shortly, but let me just pause and give some props to our partners on this show. This is Springboard, a virtual university, and as you probably are aware, our discussion today is about entrepreneurship, and my guest for today is Dr. Mikaddo Agyekum, who's also a traditional leader and an entrepreneur and author, and he's been walking me through some of the radical thoughts that he has. So I'm going to take a brief break. When I come back, let's talk about the thinking of the entrepreneur, what they do differently. And that's so important because you will realize then that it is doable. But EcoBank Express Point allows you to access banking services across the country. Enjoy EcoBank Express Point services after banking hours, including weekends and holidays. Locate an EcoBank Express Point nearest to you at selected Shell shops, pharmacies, grocery shops, ECG vendor points, and mobile money merchant locations. Enjoy the following services at our Express Points. Open an instant EcoBank Express account, deposit and withdraw cash from your EcoBank accounts, redeem e-tokens, receive international remittances through Rapid Transfer, Western Union, Ria, Vigo, and Unity Link. To locate an EcoBank Express Point, simply dial *770#. Select aid for Express Locator, select region, and enter first 3 letters of your area. Begin to transact today. EcoBank is your CIMG Marketing-Oriented Company of the Year, CIMG Hall of Fame Bank, and the Pan-African Bank. Let me go for a brief commercial break. When I come back, let's talk about Data is King segment, and very importantly, how many years do you think it will take for women and men to have equal opportunities? I'm going to greet my friends who are gender activists, and I'm going to greet all those who celebrated their birthday with me this week when I come back from this break. Please don't go away.
Charlie, where are you?
Boss man, I'm at the bank.
Really? But your car is in front of your house.
Bro, my bank on my phone, Charlie.
Oh, how?
EcoBank, bro. With EcoBank mobile app, I can do everything, anywhere, anytime. Listen, I just checked my account balance, paid Ahmed's school fees, and sent money to my grandma at Walwale.
Oh, wow.
Wow. Masa, just download the EcoBank mobile app from the Google Play Store or the App Store, or dial *770# and be your own bank manager.
Manager.
Whether to pay bills or fees, to check account statements, send money across Ghana, abroad, and more, EcoBank mobile app has got it covered. EcoBank Mobile, making everyday people live everyday lives the EcoBank way. EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank.
EcoBank is the Pan-African Bank. MTN is Ghana's #1 network, and Springboard is your virtual university. It's 34 minutes past the hour of 7. This is a discussion about entrepreneurship with Dr. Mike Agyekum Addo, And so far, we've learned some very, very interesting lessons. But let me bring you some data that will make you happy. So, in our Data is King segment today, we focus on gender parity. You're talking about economic empowerment. We want to find out how well have we done in creating space for men and women to have equal opportunity. I dedicate this segment to my daughter Nana because she must have equal opportunity to be able to express her talents, gifts, abilities without any restriction just because she's a young lady. So across 149 countries assessed, only 17% of them currently have women as heads of state. 17%. 18% of ministers across the world are women. 24% of parliamentarians globally are women. That is about a little less than 1/4. Priscilla, have you heard? Less than 1/4. And that is why all my female friends going into politics in parliament, I am an automatic supporter. Simple. Women hold just 34%, 1/3 of managerial positions across the countries where data is available. 1/3, 34% of managerial positions. And now to the quiz question. According to the World Economic Forum's Global Gender Gap Report 2018, at the current rate of progress in creating gender parity, it will take another, let me pause. Somebody said 50. That was not close. It will take 202 years to achieve gender parity. So Precious Bedu, you got it correct. Precious Bedu, you got it 202. Also Christine Patience Manful, you got it correct, 202 years. So I'm going to give those two books to Precious and to Patience. Yes, Precious Bedu and to Patience. Patience got it correct as well. 202 years. And for those who want to know the year from the 2018 when the report was published to the counting 202 years, it will be 2220. Wow. Charlie, even if you use the face up to type 2220, I'm telling you, even your grandmother will not recognize you. All right, so that's how long it will take to create opportunity. Now, I asked the question and nobody got it right. How many countries, which countries have already achieved gender parity? Which countries? There are 19 countries that have at least 40% of women in managerial positions. 19. But the 5 that have achieved 50-50, look out for these countries. Number 1, Bahamas. Number 2, Colombia. Number 3, Jamaica. Number 4, Lao PDR. And number 5, Philippines. This is just, somebody says useless data, but it's okay. It's worth knowing. So it is Bahamas, Colombia, Jamaica, Lao PDR, and then the Philippines. These are the countries that have achieved gender parity. That means that whether you are male or female, you have equal opportunity. A big thank you to our research segment headed by Imo Sansa for this brilliant submission. So let me once again mention that Precious Bedu and then Christina, might not to give me the full name, Christine Patience Manful. Matthew will get in touch with you and you have won yourself these books. Let me get them again. Where's my book? All right, so The Winning Attitude and Etiquette for All by Michael Agyekum Addo is the book I'm giving to you, Christine. And then I'm also giving out the book on the 7 principles of success in world creation, both of them by my friend Dr. Michael Agyekum Addo. All right, so let me come back to the studio to the discussion on entrepreneurship. And Governor, I call him Governor. So Governor, what distinguishes an entrepreneur from the rest? Talking about the thinking pattern, the mindset. You've mentioned already that they overcome shyness and they overcome pride and do what has to be done without thinking that, all right, this is below my level. And I've seen you selling bread, so I know you believe in it. It's not something you're just preaching. But what are the attributes, the mindset of the typical entrepreneur?
Well, I will start from how we are being brought up from infancy, and I'll put the onus on the floor, the doorsteps of parents, right from crawling stage. parents try to minimize the freedom of the child. They push you at the back, they put you in a court, whilst the child wants to be free and move left and right, center, anywhere. That's developing the mindset, which is free, flexibility. But we fix them. At 2, they try to, sing, making noise to the parents. But to the child, is singing Lumba song, gospel music. But because the pronunciations are not correct, parents take it as noise. They will drive them away, shout them down. You are locking up that imaginative mind during the developmental stage. At 3, 4, they want to draw. They draw on the floor, abstract things. They said you are making the tiles dirty. Then they go onto the wall. Again, the moment you lift the cane or you shout with your eyeballs popping out, the mindset of the child gets locked up. And that's what I have observed over the years. We don't give our children the freedom to develop. So by 5 to 10, the mind is already blocked. Then we start to talk about, do your work well, you'll be brilliant, steady hard. What I've also observed that the mind has 2 lobes.
Right.
That's the brain.
And for those who are watching on Facebook, Governor is holding a human brain.
And there's a line dividing the 2 lobes,
dividing the
left
2
and right.
components. Yes, right.
Now, science has shown that they work differently. Whereas the left lobe determines how logical you will be.
Put it on the console so we can still capture it. Right. So
now this is my side of the right, but now in the brain, this is the left.
Right.
And this one will be the right.
So the left brain, the right brain. Okay.
Yes. And the left handles analysis, language, logic. It determines the limits of things, whereas the right works on art, beauty, colors, music, dance, imagination, and for that matter, entrepreneurship, which talks about innovation and creativity. It's all about the right. But Ghana, as a people, we hammer more on the left, which is academic, purely academic, to the extent that even at schools, those who are reading visual arts, we tend to look down to them, and then we even laugh at them. But I'm telling you, Albert, 21st century society all over the world is recognizing those with the right imaginative brain. And that's why Bill Gates will be the richest for a long time to come, because he's using the mind, thinking about what others will do. French, Spanish, a tree person, whoever. He's imagining how you would handle your life and putting it into the software. So if you write